Good day, viewers. Walter here. Today I share with you a true story. I titled it, I Remember Charlie. Your comments would be most welcome and appreciated here. And let me know what you think of my story today. My name is Walter Parse. I'm a retired railway car inspector and repairman, usually just referred to as a railway carman. My job entails both repairing and inspecting rail cars in accordance with the rules governed by the preset safety standards of the Federal Railway Administration, aka FRA, and regulations set down by the Association of American Railroads, abbreviated simply as AAR. I worked in that capacity during my 35-year career for the Southern Railway, the Norfolk Southern Railroad, and worked previously in territory of the Central Georgia Railroad, now owned by Norfolk Southern. I became a railway carman in 1969 when I was but 23 years old. There were two generations of railway carmen employed there then, due to the fact that the railroad had gone many years without hiring new carmen. We had the newbies, that was my category, who had undergone a short training school, and we had the old heads who had years of experience. They had learned their trade with on-the-job training. We newbies had the benefit of training school, and we also were learning more of the trade from these older men. We started work receiving full paycheck. It didn't sit well with the older men who had received full pay only after working a 4-year apprenticeship. Most accepted us, however, and trained us in their ways of doing things. Many things I learned from the old heads isn't found in any rule book or set down in a book of regulations. As the generation of old heads slowly dwindled over the years, we newbies soon became the old heads ourselves. I always had a deep respect for those old heads, and now I have an even greater respect for their wisdom and guidance. Today I share with my viewers a story about just one of those many times that I worked with one of these old carmen. The man's name I referred to is Charlie Baxter. Charlie already had many years with the railroad when I came to work there. Charlie was known to take a nip once in a while, and he depended on having an occasional nip. Charlie worked the repair track and was also the wrecking crew derrick engineer for many years. We who worked the repair track were often sent out on the line of road to repair rail cars. That's referred to as going on a road trip. We would hop into a big repair truck and go to various locations to repair rail cars that were in need of repair. Road trips took us to numerous places around the state of Georgia. I was dispatched to make a road trip that day, and I was given several different locations to go. Charlie was working with me that day, and I was driving the wheel truck. We called it a wheel truck because it was used to carry wheels and various other rail car parts. We departed the Atlanta repair shop around 7:20 a.m. I was driving. We went to the Norfolk Southern BOP train yard in Chamblee, Georgia, repaired a couple of cars there, then went to the Central Georgia train yard in East Point, Georgia, where they dispatched me to a couple of local industries in needing their boxcar doors closed. We opened and closed the doors, quite often when it's beyond the industry's capabilities. Charlie spent most of his time napping on the passenger side of the truck between jobs. Normally, quitting time is around 3 p.m., and Charlie was ready to call it a day about 2:30 p.m. I still had 2 more road trip assignment sheets to attend to, and I was quite ready to put in some overtime. I was well known for completing my assignments. By 4 p.m., we had one more repair on our list of things to do, and that was at South Yard in Atlanta. I got off of I-75 at the University Avenue exit and pulled up to the south yard. Just across the road from the yard office, there's a little side track directly over a railroad bridge which crosses over Interstate 75. In fact, I think it says University Avenue right on the side of the bridge when you drive under it. From that bridge, you can look out at the traffic, and there's an awesome view of the Atlanta Fulton County Stadium where the Braves used to call home. There was a tri-level automobile carrier parked on the bridge from the old Lakewood Chevrolet plant that was still in operation at that time. I got out of the truck and looked at the car. Charlie didn't even want to get out. I saw it was a broken train line. We had some Wabco fittings in one of the parts bins. Note here, a Wabco, W-A-B-C-O, is short for Westinghouse Air Brake Corporation. They make all kind of rail car parts. The part I had in my hand was called a quick repair fitting, a simple 10-minute job. It had rubber gaskets on both ends, and you could put it on that broken pipe, screw it together real tight, and your repair is done. So I said to Charlie, "I'll take care of this, Charlie. You just sit here and take it easy. I'm going to fix this car real quick, and we'll go to the shop." Charlie said, "We don't have nothing to fix it with, Parks." "Let's go," he said. "Oh, yes, I got something," I said. I reached and grabbed my Wabco fitting, got a pipe wrench, and started off towards the car. When Charlie jumped down out of the truck, came running up behind me, snatched that Wabco fitting right out of my hand. He said, "I told you, we don't got nothing to repair it with." He promptly flung it so far down the hillside into the bushes, nobody would ever find it again. It's probably still down there around I-75 somewhere. The phrase, "I told you, we don't have nothing to repair it with," still echoed in my ears. He wanted to go home and have a little nip, I reckon. I laughed all the way back to Inman Yards in Atlanta. I said, "Charlie, you could have just told me you was tired of working. We could go. You didn't have to throw away a $150 Wabco fitting." Now, you would think Charlie couldn't drive a truck because he usually sat over there in the passenger side, but he could drive one quite well. But you better hold on when he's driving. He go down the road like a bat out of Haiti. The last time I saw old Charlie, he had already retired. I was in the wheel truck coming through downtown Atlanta in the busiest part of town. I heard this horn honking next to me, and I took a look over my right shoulder out the passenger window, and there's old Charlie in his car or truck. I don't really remember what he was driving that day. I think it was a car. He was matching my speed and staying beside me and was waving at me. I said, "Oh, there's old Charlie." I smiled and waved back at him. He paced me for, a good quarter of a mile, staying right beside me. We got to the I-85 and I-75 split northbound. He went right on I-85 and I took left on I-75. I smiled to myself and thought, "Oh yeah, it's almost time for his afternoon nip." It wasn't long after that I heard Charlie had passed on. So my last memory of old Charlie was waving at me from his car on I-75. I'll never forget that day that old Charlie said, "I told you, we don't have nothing to repair it with." Anyway, rest in peace, Charlie. It's Pwalpar, hoping everybody has a good day. And if you appreciate my story and want to hear any more, make a comment down there. At least give me a like. Y'all take care.